Hi, this is Beth Creedon. Today I want to talk to you about making hard decisions. I'm very inspired by coaches that surround me and in different sorts of resources that come my way. And this week I was introduced to a TED Talk by Ruth Chang. It's about making hard decisions. And it really resonated with me around how I work with my clients around looking at not how you look outside for your decisions and the information that you need to glean to get the right outcome that you want. And it really just resonated with me. So I wanted to share some other bits of tools with you that I use with my clients. So who of you has got a decision that they want to make? I mean, all of us make thousands of decisions every week, let alone just in the moment, like, do I go this way or this way? You know, it's hundreds of decisions a day. But it's the difficult decisions that feel like are going to have the most impact in your life, that are looking at cutting off other options in front of you. And I wanted to talk through just a couple of ways to help you if you're in a dilemma and you want some clarity on what to do next. So, Ruth Chang talks about how many times we try and measure the options that we have in front of us. She said, if you have two suitcases, if you imagine one is a certain weight, then you only have three other options of the comparison of another suitcase. She said the comparisons are either it's the same weight, it's heavier, or it's lighter. So when you're comparing two of the same thing, I mean, we are not even talking about the colour of the suitcase or anything else. This is just one aspect, it's the weight. So when we are thinking about options about what to do with our lives or how we move forward or any of these more kind of life decisions rather than just which suitcase we're going to take, it's important to start considering what factors you need and what thought patterns will really help you feel satisfied with your decision making. Number one, we don't have a crystal ball. So we spend an awful lot of time kind of ruminating, trying to think through things, trying to work out what the best way to progress is. But if we shift this round to actually, who is it that you want to be whilst you're in this process and this new movement? I'm just going to move myself a little bit because I'm not so comfy. I'm about to move house. This is the only tiny space in the house, so this is why I'm up against this curtain here. When you are thinking about what you want from a decision, it's like, okay, what's this going to give me? What am I going to get out of this? And it can be really, really debilitating when you start thinking, oh my goodness, how is this thing going to serve me? How's it going to make me happy? I'm asking you to look at what it is that you want to experience and who you want to be in that decision. Do you want to be the person who stays in the place where they've been and beds in and roots in that place? Do you want to be a person who moves country and experiences that for a while? Do you want to experience how that might be, that journey? It really helps to just consider who you are now and who you want to be and which of those decisions or options will serve you for your growth, for who you want to be, what you want to live into, because we are so malleable as human beings. I've been on an incredible journey in the last 18 months. You know, we've moved out to Italy, we've been exploring all sorts of different things, and actually now we're moving back to the UK. And this is because it's like, actually, who do I want to be in this place? What is it that I want to be experiencing? And finding that actually I want to be a person who is really able to to make change and to implement things. And I want that now, and I want that for my daughter now, not in 5 years' time when we've all mastered the language. I'm hungry for this. I've set up 3 businesses in my life, and I'm realising that actually I want to be the person who is like really having influence and really feeling inspired by seeing some injustice in the world and then doing something about it. I'm really into environmentalism, and I just don't have the language and the contacts here to do that. So I know that I really love being in Italy, but actually it's time for me to get back to a place where I can have an impact again. And it's because I want to be that person that actually says what they believe and does what they believe, rather than going, oh gosh, isn't it terrible, all these things are happening environmentally, and not doing something about it. That's who I want to be, and that seems like the most inspiring option of how I can get that. So who is it that you want to be? How do you want to be living your life? We don't know what the outcomes are going to be. I might go back to the UK and find that I'm not going to get that I want, but I'm willing to try and put my energy into that. And actually, when you do that, and when you're heartfelt and everything is aligned, it resonates with your heart, it feels logical, you're motivated through your gut. It is so empowering, because you feel aligned with what it is that, your morals, what's important to you, who's surrounding you, and just that feels like it's got the right resonance. So the other aspect that I just wanted to share with you, excuse me, is the part where you think about decision making being something that cuts other options off. If you think about the word decide, it ends in side, C-I-D-E, which is actually, if you think of all the other words that end in that, there's pesticide, homicide. It's about killing things off and being structured and focused. Now that's really helpful if you want to do something like give up smoking, because you're like, I've decided, and there is one option and there's one outcome and that's it. But when there are lots of options that you're flirting with, you're inspired by lots of them, it can feel like that, all the rest of them have been completely cut off, and it feels quite disempowering or like scary that you then have these limited options. Can we start from this place of, what do you want to create? What do you want to live into, and what do you want to create as a possibility? I talk about this many, many times with clients about choosing, and about choosing being far more empowering than this decision and this deciding and cutting off. So you look at your options and you go, okay, who do I want to be? Who is it that I want to be? And actually you then go into this process of choosing it. And you choose it because you choose it. We can be in our hearts around this and in our gut. If we listen to our gut, there's this fantastic book called M-Braining I'm really enjoying. So that's M-Braining. Really enjoying it. And it just allows you to look at what catalysts allow you to feel aligned. When you check in with your gut, when you ask your heart, and then your logic comes in and it all fits together. So I'd like you to think about something that you feel is important to you at the moment, that's maybe a hard decision, and just think, who is it that you want to be? What feels inspiring? How do you think, which of the options is going to take you to the place that you feel most inspired to become? Because we're all growing and changing all the time. And also, once you're in that space, choose it. Choose it for what it is and what it isn't, and really fight this old pattern maybe that people choose of actually going into regret, or I didn't think it through enough, or just be kind to yourself in that moment that this feels like the right one at the moment, and that you can build up your resilience, that if it doesn't work, that you are like, okay, I'm being kind to myself, that I made the best decision at that time, best decision for me, for the planet, for whatever inspires you. So check in with yourself today, find who you want to be, and choose it powerfully, and choose it freely without expectation. You are creating possibilities here. No one has a specific outcome of any actions. We often don't know what's going to happen, but what feels worth the journey. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll speak to you all soon.